What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. And any surprises, any guesses who we're going to be speaking about today? Same names as every day, Jed Spencer and Clement Lenglet. But let's start off with Clement Lenglet. And first of all, we had an update from Jordi Cruyff earlier today, and he said that we are close to letting Lenglet go. It will become official when everything is done. Then Sport followed on from that, and they said Spurs are pushing to sign Lenglet in the next few hours as they want a centre-back to go on tour with them to South Korea with the squad this weekend when they fly off on Saturday. But now, just as of a few minutes ago, it's 1:40 right now, Romano has given us the here we go, and he says Tottenham are set to sign Clement Lenglet from Barcelona. Here we go. Loan agreed, valid until June 2023. Lenglet already accepted last week personal terms. Club still in contact on the final details. There's no option to buy clause included as of now. And actually, Gol España said not long ago that Lenglet to Spurs is an advanced operation, nothing closed yet, and Barca want to include a 20 million buy option. So it looks as though he will be our new centre-back, and hopefully it will get done in time for him to go on the tour as well, which I suspect it will.
Oh, but got the here we go already.
Yeah, exactly. So the here we go is here. Another signing through the door, and the signings keep funneling in at Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, what a brilliant window it's been. I would prefer to have the signing on option to buy included, I think, for 20 million, just because it makes more sense for us. Like, if he does have a brilliant season, all of a sudden he's worth a lot more than 20 million euros, isn't he? Given his age and given how good he potentially could be. So I think Tottenham should be pushing for that. Although if it's only a one-year loan, maybe that represents that where we have very little intention of keeping him for beyond a year, which I don't see why we would go into the deal with that kind of knowledge. That wouldn't make sense to me. So I assume there has to be some sort of buy option in there. But I'm excited about this deal. I think he's going to be a good signing for us. I'm confident that I think this is a real scouting job. Although, on the face of it, he's off form and he's not playing very well for Barcelona, and other options who are more pricey, you might think more immediately are better off. I think when you dig into the stats and you do a proper analysis and you get the analysis people on the job, I think they've probably identified Lenglet as someone who definitely can do the job they were looking for on the left centre-back role, progress the ball forward, good passing range, good and can be good defensively as well in the right system. So I think this could be an underrated signing. On the face of it, you're like, opposition fans will probably say, we're signing a flop. But I think this could surprise a few people. I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah, I completely agree. And when you're talking about someone who's got the approval from Antonio Conte has tried to sign him in the past as well. So I think it's a brilliant signing. I really do. I think that the attributes that he brings is going to be, he'll fit into that Antonio Conte system perfectly, to be honest, with that ball playing skills that he's got. And when he was at the kind of height of his career at Sevilla, he was playing in a back three for them, and that's where he made his name. And when he went to Barcelona, he played in the back four, extremely high line, so it really didn't play to his strengths. But I think that him coming to Spurs now, we will actually play to his strengths. So I think it's a good signing. I think it's a smart signing. And in terms of the situation you're talking about, in terms of us maybe not wanting a buy option in the deal, do you reckon there could be a case of maybe with the whole Gvardiol situation, that maybe we're thinking, maybe there have been talks in place that with the agents saying that, take Lenglet for a year and then you can meet Gvardiol's release clause next summer?
And obviously we want Bastoni as well, so I don't know, maybe there's something in that, but that doesn't, for me, still, if Lenglet is brilliant, why wouldn't we want him to stay? Like, just because we want, obviously in the future, we're looking for someone else as well. Why can't we have both, Lenglet and a Gvardiol and a Bastoni? So for me, I think the buy option would make more sense for me. And also, one thing might be overlooked as well is, as much as getting an upgrade in centre back is important, and I think Lenglet probably is, I think it could maybe as well bring a new level out of Ben Davies, despite the fact that he's been brilliant.
How many levels does he have to go up?
Look, he's been brilliant under Conte. He really has. He's been fantastic. And if he kept up that whole level, if he kept up that level he's been showing for a whole season, I don't think we'd have a massive issue. But with now added competition from Lenglet, maybe he could even try and better himself, and maybe we could even see an even better version of Davies. And if he can find a new level from what he's performed last season, he would honestly be one of the one of the top wide centre backs.
Yeah, I completely agree. And, that's two really good options now we have at left centre-back. Lenglet can also play in the middle as well, so he can cover Eric Dyer as well. So I think the defence is shaping up nicely. I would like to see one more come in terms of the defence. We don't have a title for this one, but also Sami Mokbel said yesterday on the defence that Bremer to Spurs has legs.
Yeah.
So do you think Bremer can come in without us selling someone like Davinson Sanchez? Or will come in, not can, but will.
I think yes, because I think it probably depends more on Rodon leaving. I think Rodon is the one he sees as backup centre back. So I think if Rodon leaves, I think we still bring in a Bremer and keep Sanchez. I think so.
Okay. So that is the situation on the centre-backs. Let's move on and let's talk about Jed Spence now. Sami Mokbel said yesterday on the Last Word on Spurs that the views coming from Tottenham today is that the Jed Spence deal wasn't close at all and still quite some way apart in terms of an agreement. I mean, this just stinks of Tomiyasu, doesn't it?
Honestly, doesn't surprise me whatsoever right now.
Do we actually want him? Are we actually serious about him?
Yeah, because if we really believed like this guy is going to be the answer for our right wing back problems, then surely this shouldn't be too much of an issue with the prices that have been banded about, unless Middlesbrough are demanding a lot more than we think they are. Then this shouldn't be a question. There are other if it's not the case, and we clearly don't believe he is the answer. Otherwise, we wouldn't be haggling over a few million here or there, and we would have got this over the line a long time ago. So it is very frustrating that this deal is taking its time. But let's just hope that we can get over the line eventually. But there are other options out there. I don't know. It doesn't have to be just Jed Spence. So part of me is also like, if we don't get over the line, I'm not too bothered. But also, if we have identified him as someone who can definitely do the job of right wing back, why wait?
As in, like all the other signings we've made so far this summer, you go back to the quotes from Paratici who was saying, if you want the player in, don't haggle over 2 or 3 million, just get the deal done. You know what I mean? We know that Daniel Levy's doing the negotiations for this, but when you're looking at the signings that we have made, we've acted with precision and we've acted quick on all the signings, Richarlison, Bissouma, Perisic, Forster, all these signings we've identified and we've got the deals done fairly quickly. This Spence thing, it just seems to me that we're not fully on board with this Spence signing.
Yeah, that's and also that makes sense logically from what we've been saying. If we wanted an upgrade, a right wing back, and Conte likes a bit of experience, so Spence doesn't immediately shout out that he's going to be the answer. And we've always said that signing Spence and having him with either Emerson or Doherty leaves more questions than it does answers, but doesn't mean he can't be the guy.
I want him in. I genuinely want him in. I think that every time I've seen him play, that he's been very good going forward. He's been brilliant. There might be question marks over his defensive capabilities, but in terms of what I've seen from him, the output that he's been given, especially in the Premier League games, Premier League opposition in the Cups, I think he'd be a great signing for Spurs, and I think Antonio Conte can take him up an extra few levels.
You'd have to think so.
Just get him through the door, get him in for the tour. You know what I mean?
I agree.
If he's going to come in, he's going to need a pre-season more than anyone.
Agreed.
So anyway, that's the Jed Spence situation. Let's move on and let's talk about some new links from Sami Mokbel, and he's talking about Harry Winks, and he's saying that Leicester have a keen interest in Harry Winks. It looks as though the Everton Harry Winks situation has gone a bit cold. In terms of Leicester, do you think Winks can get on Leicester? Do you think he can break into their team there?
Yeah, if Tielemans leaves, for 100% he can break into their team.
What a downgrade that is, though.
Massive downgrade. Like, I think it's I can't think of a bigger downgrade than Tielemans for Winks, but that's what they want to do, then good for them. What can I say? I can't see them improving too much. But maybe we could be proved wrong. I think he probably does suit Leicester City, how they play as well. I think he probably could do a good job there. I don't think he would. Improve the quality of their midfield options, but maybe he could add decent depth for them. So I can see him playing a lot of games for Leicester if he signed for them.
And they're like the price is being banded about as well. They're looking at getting about 20-25 million in for Tielemans, and they're looking about spending about 20-25 million for Winks.
Yeah, I don't think. I think we're being optimistic with the price we're
agree.
demanding for Winks. That's probably why we're scaring a few people off.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants to spend that money.
I mean, what do you reckon the max is? 15, something like that?
Yeah, I would say 15, and then maybe a few add-ons or something. That's what I would think.
Well,
everyone wants a loan.
Do you reckon a deal will get done? Do you think this will be a one that will be a goer in the end, or do you reckon maybe Winks is going to be falling a bit further down the Premier League?
So hard to say. I would say, yeah. I would say it probably doesn't. I would say it would have to be. I don't think right now he's worthy of a team like Leicester, to be honest. Although if he does sign there, he'll get a lot of games. I think he's got a lot of proving to do after the way he's played. So I would assume a bit lower down, but who knows? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does go there as well.
I always thought maybe Bournemouth would be a good fit for him this season. Scotty Parker as manager. Obviously, they had a bit of similarities, Scott Parker and Winksy. Obviously, Winks goes forward a bit more, but there still was a few similarities there. They probably know each other from their time at Spurs as well. And also, they like to play a certain brand of football at Bournemouth, and I think Winks will probably fit the bill there.
Not a bad shout, or maybe someone like Fulham as well. They also play good football under Marco Silva, keep the ball. So those two options,
Southampton,
definitely. Yeah, they also play quite an aggressive style of play. So I think there are options, are there? I think that he could find a home, but I mean, depends what kind of deal we want, because apparently only people, I don't think we're getting 20 million, and people only want to do a loan. So maybe that's what makes sense for everyone, because he hasn't shown the form in the past few years. So a loan with an option to buy, that's the deal that makes sense for everyone. It's whether we're willing to go to that. Well, we should be.
We should be. And I think you might have got a spoiler on our next title, but that is from Dimarzio, and AC Milan are considering Tottenham's Japhet Tanganga in this transfer window. Obviously, they had a lot of success with Fikayo Tomori that came from Chelsea last year, another young up-and-coming English centre-back. What do you think of these rumours of Milan going for Tanganga?
Yeah, well, obviously they have form, don't they, with the centre-backs, with Tomori. He's been brilliant there. He's doing really, really well. So maybe they think they can repeat the trick. I would like him to go out. I'd rather go on loan just to see how he does, and then if he does really well, bring him back. But at this point,
there are these injury murmurs that we're hearing about as well, though,
which have not gone away. He's always kind of been injury plagued ever since he's made his debut, which has always been something that Conte's been worried about. And as well, right with Lenglet now coming in, we still have Sanchez at the club. It's going to be very difficult for him to get a look in with the first choice back three of Davis, Dyer, Romero. If they're all fit, he ain't getting a look in there. So he's all about playing backup. But right now, he's not even backup to them. So for him, it makes sense to leave. If we can get some money for him, or even a loan deal, makes sense for us. And so I can see it's something happening if they genuinely are interested. I could definitely. I mean, what a move for him!
It'd be unbelievable.
It'd be a brilliant move. So he would probably jump at the chance to go there, and he'll probably look at Tomori and think, "Look how well he's done." It's like how Sancho moved to the Bundesliga and did brilliant. Then all of a sudden, a whole load of young players started going Bundesliga and getting chances. So I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see how that one plays out. But last but not least, we've got a quote from Ian Wright, and he says, "I feel Tottenham are going to cause problems. You can't not be jealous of the summer, especially coming from the other side of North London. They are frightening, man." And that is from an Arsenal legend over there, calling Tottenham frightening going into the season.
The full quote actually makes it even worse because he was I think it was on some podcast, and he was saying how I think he was asked about how you think about Arsenal comparing to Spurs so far in the window, and he was like, he was saying basically, I'm trying to put on all my armour. I'm trying to say to all the Tottenham fans, we got Vieira and we got number 10s, and we're in the talks with Tielemans and we got Jesus, and he's like, but they keep coming back at me. He's like, well, we got Basuma and Richarlison, and Kane. He's like, yeah, I can't really say much to that. Yeah, he's struggling to have retorts to what Tottenham's saying at the moment with how we're going under Conte, and I think that goes to show how well we've done so far in the window. And I think right now we're pushing ahead with our project. We definitely seem the ones with a clear plan of execution right now out of anyone. Obviously not beyond City and Liverpool, have anyone else looking to challenge those two. We're at the most we're at the ones who are in the most stable situation with a targeted plan. We're executing it really well, and it looks like rival fans starting to take notice.
Yeah, and damn right they should, because I think right now, as it stands, I genuinely believe we're the third best in the league. That's what I think. I think when you're comparing us to Chelsea right now, they got no defenders. Rudiger and Christensen have gone. They got no striker. Fine, they've brought in Sterling, but I think that we're better than them at the moment.
Yeah, 100. I completely agree.
And look, they are going to bring in players, but are they going to bring in players in time to be fit and ready and get down to Tuchel's way before the start of the season?
They don't have a clear strategy right now, Chelsea. They're just hijacking people left, right, and centre. They're just hijacking Rafinha, hijacking Richarlison, hijacking Frankie de Jong. Yeah. Like they don't really have their own strategy. And I think right now, this guy...
It's always been the Chelsea way, though.
This guy, Todd Bowley, seems to be... he's very new to the job. I've heard from a few Chelsea fans I've spoken to, they don't think he's very... he's not got a lot of experience in football, and he doesn't really know how the whole game works yet. So I think it's going to be a bedding in period for the owner and everything. And apparently he's got rid of all the transfer negotiators. He's doing it himself. So that's
he got rid of Marina, and I thought she was doing a really good job.
So that's a recipe for disaster as well. They got rid of Cech and all these people who knew what was going on, and he's doing it himself. And if you don't have experience, you're going to be struggling. And I think that's why they don't seem to have a clear plan. So I think that we have to take this opportunity to get ahead of them.
I'm hearing from Arsenal fans, they keep coming back at me and being like, if we bring in the players that we're rumoured to be bringing in, we'll be challenging you for top 4. I mean, is that a delusion?
It depends who they're rumoured to be, you know.
Well,
if they're rumoured to bring in
Lisandro
Rafinha,
Martinez, they're talking. No, Rafinha's gone. Like Lisandro Martinez, Tielemans, these kind of players. I mean, I even think even if Arsenal bring in those kind of players, 3 or 4 of those players, I still think we're way ahead of them right now.
Yeah, I think the manager's a big part of it, and also they don't have anyone right now close to Son or Kane. They just don't. That's reality. I think our defensive structure is a lot more stable right now than theirs. We have better defenders as well. I believe so. So I think we are ahead of them. I think we are very likely to finish ahead of them. But if they do get their targets, I wouldn't say that they'll finish ahead of us, but they probably puts them in a better situation, and they definitely can challenge for top 4. But I don't think right now they're going to be finishing ahead of us the way we're going.
Agreed. All right, well, that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on the new signing, Clement Lenglet. We got the Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano today. And also let me know any other thoughts on any other of the news stories we brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.